What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today we're going to be looking at some more NHL trade rumors from Specters Hockey. Now, the season is coming up. The trade rumors might slow down a little bit just because once the season starts, most teams are pretty locked in with who they want on their roster. They don't want to change too much because they're going to see how things go until possibly the trade deadline or a little bit before that. So this episode won't be too crazy, but we definitely got some good stuff in here, starting off with Karlsson. Now, this has been something that has been discussed a billion times by everybody, by myself, by Sportsnet, TSN, all other YouTubers, whatever. It's been discussed. We've gotten, to every single rumor possible. But this is another one that's being brought up by Tim and Sid, and I think it's kind of common sense around the NHL when it comes to any sort of reporting. They say that maybe because of the Nate Schmidt suspension, he got a 20-game suspension for a PED found in his system. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about that because I want to know all the details when it's fully mapped out and more information comes out. But regardless of the suspension, they're wondering, since Nate Schmidt led the Vegas Golden Knights last year in average ice time, I believe, per game. I don't know if it was for just defensemen or the entire team. I would imagine it could be the entire team because defensemen log quite a bit of minutes. They're wondering if maybe now is the time for the Vegas Golden Knights to go out there and grab Karlsson. Now, I don't think that it's full panic mode in Vegas just because Schmidt got suspended. Now, this is nothing against him. I'm not saying he's a bad defenseman because he was pretty good. He showed a lot of people that he was much better than what people predicted him to be. And I think that that's very valuable when it comes to, teams going, okay, listen, this guy stepped it up. Maybe we got some potential with some of these other guys and they're giving more defensemen a chance. Regardless, we can talk about that in a different style of video that I have planned regarding Schmidt and, giving other players chances. But maybe Vegas has to pull the trigger on going after another defenseman, and most people are linking it back to Karlsson. I've stated it before. Elliot Friedman said at this past trade deadline, there was people in Ottawa that believed that there was a deal in place and that Karlsson was going to be a Vegas Golden Knight for that playoff run. Now, we're not sure what the price would have been, but you would almost have to imagine that the picks that they gave in the Tatar deal probably would have been inside of that Karlsson deal as well. That Tatar deal, in my eyes, was a last-minute kick at the can. We need to improve this team because we want to go for a Stanley Cup and make history. And Tatar didn't really work out to how they really wanted it to go. They overspent by a lot, but maybe he impacts them this year. I don't know. But those picks and whatever, regardless of what was in the deal, they wanted to get Karlsson, and it came down to the last minute that a deal didn't go through. So they're saying, okay, look, maybe this means that they could go after him, but Specters Hockey's website always gives a Specters note after hearing a rumor because he collects them from Lyle Richardson, he collects them from everywhere, and he's stating that he thinks that George McPhee is probably not going to want to pay the price that Ottawa's asking right now. And, that's very fair because there is a very good chance that they're asking way too much for Karlsson. That's why a lot of teams have been kind of shy to go in there and try to make a huge deal. Dallas, for one, said that they didn't want to give up Heiskanen, or however you pronounce his name. They said that they weren't, willing to give up arguably their best defensive prospect. And again, I'm not really sure. I don't look too in depth into Dallas's prospect pool. He could be their best prospect, but they kind of shied away from that because there probably would be more involved in that deal as well. Whereas Vegas, they have an abundance of picks, and maybe they feel like they can compete this year as well. So they might be, okay with going after a guy like Karlsson because a Bobby Ryan contract could probably be attached to that deal, which would kind of sweeten the deal for Ottawa as well. You're relieving them of some cap with the Bobby Ryan contract going, and like I said, that could maybe help Vegas lower that asking price a little bit. You're looking at a good prospect. I'm not sure if they want to give up Glass. You're definitely looking at picks. If I'm the Vegas Golden Knights, I definitely am waiting a little bit. I'm trying to see, what other defensemen are in the market, and that's something that's stated here as well. They might be looking at other defensemen. They could be looking at the waiver wire. So we'll have to see what happens, but it is very cool to see that these rumors could pick up again, and maybe Karlsson is on his way to Vegas again. Just a rumor, not saying it's going to happen. The next thing is just some stuff that came from the Toronto Star. And again, this is kind of like everybody kind of knows this type of thing, but it's always good to get, you know, insight from everywhere. It's regarding William Nylander once again, and it's arguing whether or not he could get a long-term deal or a bridge deal. And Damien Cox, a lot of people might not go to him anymore, but again, he's just giving his point. I'm not saying that this is like the end-all be-all of sources. Everybody is saying the same thing. So it's like, don't get on me for whatever source. It's just on the website, because people love to do that. He's thinking that because of guys that were drafted around him have gotten big money contracts, that William Nylander does have an edge here in looking for big money from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I've stated it before that there's a very good chance that the Leafs could probably end up giving William Nylander a bridge contract, and they probably won't be giving him an 8-year deal right off the bat. They probably want to see how he progresses, and that's not to say after the bridge deal, boom, whatever, the Leafs are done with him. They could probably look at this and go, okay, let's give Nylander some money, see how good he is, and then later on, maybe we offer him another 6 years, and it could be at a pretty decent price as well after the Marner and Matthews contracts are done, because it's tough. You've got 3 young stars all looking for contracts at the same time. You're seeing which domino falls first to go, okay, well, I'm getting paid more than that, or, oh, I'm getting paid less than that. Because if the Matthews deal got done, then right away you're looking at, okay, William Nylander's not going to get that much. But how close can he get to that money, which to me isn't that close. I love Nylander, but I think that there's obviously a gap there. So we're going to have to see what happens. There won't be, well, knock on wood, there's no wood around. Or actually, there is a little bit over here. Knock on wood, there won't be a trade. But Mitch Marner, Matthews, Nylander, whenever those deals get done, Matthews and Marner will probably be next summer. But with Nylander, probably looking in the $6.1 to $6.5 million range. And some people even argue he could ask for $7 because the cap increase. Now, again, I told you today wouldn't be that much of a crazy episode. So the last thing I'm going to mention to you guys is a quick update on Tyler Seguin and the Dallas Stars. So we did hear about the fact that the Stars and him weren't talking very much. They weren't discussing a contract extension, and Seguin expressed how upset he was at a BioSteel camp. I'm not sure if he runs it. I've said this before, but he is definitely a huge part of it. And he said to the media, listen, I'm not very happy. I was hoping to have a contract done by now to be able to tell you guys I've got a contract, but I don't. Not too happy about it. So we're going to have to see what happens. But John Shannon says that he's hearing that the Seguin camp and the Dallas Stars have spoke about a contract extension this past weekend. And again, today is September 4th, 2018. So they were talking, you know, in the 2nd and 1st, and probably close to the end of August as well, throughout those past couple days. He says the past weekend, so it could have happened a couple days before that as well. But he says things will get interesting when Tyler returns to Dallas on Wednesday. So today's Tuesday. Whenever you're watching this, it could be Wednesday, it could be Thursday, it could be Friday. But we'll have to see what happens. I will be making a video once Seguin gets his money. I want to see how much it is, and I want you guys to give me your thoughts. And you guys can also give me your thoughts down below on this video. If you liked it, make sure you comment all about the rumors discussed today. If you like this stuff, please hit like. I'd really appreciate that. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support. Also, some cool things that you guys should know. There's a link down below for my Patreon account if you want to contribute to that. I'd really appreciate that. Lots of exclusive stuff coming on there. Also, Snapchat, Piluk Hockey. If you want to follow me on there, I'll try to give more video updates. If you want to buy a t-shirt, there's a Spreadshirt link down below. If you want to rock one, I'll post you guys if you send me a picture once you get it, I'll post it in a video. I would really appreciate that as well. Also, lots of stuff in this video. If you want to get $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek, use code APH in all caps. And again, $20 off. That's great. You know, you sign up, $20 off, use code APH in all caps. You can get tickets to sporting events like hockey games, baseball games, football, soccer, golf. I don't know if they sell tickets, but regardless, you can find anything on there, concerts. $20 off. You guys don't realize some of those tickets could be pretty expensive, but you knock $20 off of there and it looks a little bit better. So, I mean, hey, there's sometimes baseball tickets on there for like $50. Boom, you knock $20 off. Perfect. $30 tickets. So you might as well check that out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Click the notification bell, and like I said, subscribe if you're new. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. We'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.